A very good morning, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. A lot is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe, and what is on the table right now is that there is an attempt to push for the change of the constitution so that President ED can be accommodated for another term. Even if they manage to constitutionally change 2 terms to 3, 4, 5, or 12, even life, is not entitled and mandated to continue leading the nation of Zimbabwe because the constitution is clear, is not a beneficiary of such changes. So let us go through to what is happening in Chipinge. We are told that that motion was tabled for the Women's League to endorse the third term agenda, and it was rejected in Chipinge, left, right, and center. And after a long debate, they ended up fighting each other. Let us see what happened in Chipinge. So a lot is happening, and these women started to sing Siyanai Chipinge. And when you are failing to lead as a leader, the impact is felt to the last person. And this is what is happening. They try to impose things on the poor citizens. At a certain point in time, no matter how dedicated they are to the struggle, they will have to tell the truth, to say these are types. And that is the point which has been reached in areas like Chipinge. These women, they've been muzzled for a very long time, little development, yet these people continue to come with different various things and impose it on them. So this is just a tip of what is really happening, but a lot is happening underground. The undercurrents are there and are visible. But as usual, ZANU-PF will try to wear a long face. Right now, Nelson Chamisa is out of the picture in terms of what is really happening. ZANU-PF is not focusing on itself. Why? It's because they think that they've destroyed Nelson Chamisa. They think Kutwana Sengezo Chavangu, Vamu Parliament, and they've managed to hijack the judiciary and hijack parliament, hijack everyone. But it is not going to end like that. These things are going to haunt them big time. You start to see some changes as time goes on. You start to see ZANU-PF disintegrating, and Nelson Chamisa will rise onto the top, because you cannot silence what God has promoted. It can't. That is the reason why you see, no matter how you hate a witch in your village, that witch doesn't die. No matter how prayerful you are, that witch continues to live, because God is the giver of life. God is the promoter of everything. When you see some people fighting and winning, it's because of God. So these people, their days are numbered, and this is a true reflection of what is going to happen. The third term agenda is disastrous. Every quarter is against this third term agenda, and you are going to see what is going to happen. ZANU-PF is disintegrating, splits everywhere, and the bigger problem is ZANU-PF in a more than 4 factions. And izvozvo ndozvo zviri very concerning, because a system will not survive when it is divided by 4. The reason why they survived in 2017 is that there were only 2 factions. But this time around, more than 4 factions. Mukuru ane yake, Mtsvangwa ane yake, VP ane yavo. Then Team G40 is also. So all these people, they are connected to some powerful sources somewhere, somehow. And they are fighting, which means Nelson Chamisa from one side, Anongoya, and we have an upper end over everything else, and he will be in charge. So, when things go south, that is when you see that Nelson Chamisa is going to be the savior of very prominent people, key people. So those who use the services of Nelson Chamisa are the ones who are going to survive. Those who agree to work with Nelson Chamisa are the ones who are going to survive, because that time shall come when the power makers will simply say, okay, time has come. You have fought each other for a very long time. It's time for the country to move forward. We cannot continue to have Zimbabweans subjected to these conditions. And that day is the day you are going to see Zimbabwe turning and taking a new route, a new direction. So I always say, forget about SADC. Forget about all these shenanigans. Let us focus on what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. And let us focus on Nelson Chamisa, because he is the person who is going to be used by God to take over Zimbabwe and lead Zimbabwe in the right direction. There is no question about how Nelson Chamisa can become the president of Zimbabwe. Why? It's because there is clear evidence that a coup happened thrice in Zimbabwe. Thrice in a row. Since 2017, thrice, we have seen a coup 3 times. And to those who understand these matters, these are sensitive matters, but I can tell you that that is going to be just a restoration of what was stolen. So when you get back what was stolen from you, nobody will ask you questions. Why are you getting back what was stolen from you? Your stolen property, your stolen property is yours. It has to be returned to you. And when you recover your stolen property, nobody should ask, which how are you going to recover it? What you have to do is to recover it nonetheless. So this is what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Team ZANU-PF warajamuka madzimai ari kuti no third term, and Chipinge has demonstrated that women are so powerful and they can stop any shenanigans. It is what it is. Let us talk in the comment section.